Hello all, welcome to Autoboot YouTube channel. Myself Rahul Unikrishnan. Today we are going to learn about how we can combine this child pipeline along with parallel metrics to get more productivity. Right. So in our previous videos, I clearly showed how we can implement a parallel metrics, and then in the recent video, I showed you like how we can use child pipeline. Okay, with real-time examples also I have showed you. Today we'll cover like how we can combine this child pipeline along with parallel metrics and few of the scenarios as well. Okay, so this is one of the pipeline that I showed in my recent video. This is for the implementation of a child pipeline, right? So our requirement was like we have to do different deployment like a dev, SIT, pre-prod and production, and inside each deployment template we had a different jobs as well, right? Like copying the image to ECR, then Kubernetes deployment, then doing the sanity of the ports. So these were the different jobs that need to be executed for each environment, right? So what we were doing, we have created different jobs for each environment, and we were calling this a child pipeline, right? So based on the variables that we are passing, it will do the deployment to the respective environment, right? But here the interesting thing is like we have created separate job for each environment, right? So that's how the deployment is happening with the child pipeline. Just consider, I can combine all these to a single job. Okay, all this to a single job by passing the environment via a parallel matrix, right? So that is possible, but again in real cases that is not recommended, because we have to implement the approval process and all. So we have to implement the deployments in this way only, right? But I will show you like a few of the scenarios where you can combine the parallel matrix and the child pipeline. Okay, and this is the pipeline that we executed in the last video for the parallel metrics, right? So what we are doing, like we have to do a few of the sanity or regression testing or smoke testing, and that is also with the different browsers, right? So for that we have defined the pipelines or the metrics for each browser as well as the sanity. Based on that, it will execute the particular job, right? Maybe I will do one thing. I will take the same example, and instead I will do one thing. I will use the same code and I will try to implement the child pipeline over there. Okay, so let me do one thing. Let me go to our code, and this was the code that we have used for parallel metrics, sorry, for the child pipeline, right? So what we were doing, like we have used trigger then include, and we were triggering the particular template. So inside the template we have to define all the jobs that need to be executed in the child pipeline, correct? So this process is very simple, and strategy depend means like the parent job should wait for the child jobs to get complete, right? And we were calling this particular job inside each dev deployment, SIT deployment, pre-prod deployment and production deployment. Okay, let me switch back to our metrics test branch. Okay, so this was the metrics test branch. Okay, so let us see like how we can implement a child pipeline in this parallel metrics. Okay, so I would like to define a requirement here. Maybe let me open up a notepad. Okay, just consider I need to do the test in different browsers based on the test method. Okay, either it can be regression, sanity or something like that. Okay, sanity, etc. Okay, then I need to publish the respective reports as well. Just consider that is my scenario. Then what I can do, publish the report. Okay, so what I want to do is like in the child pipeline I just want to introduce two jobs. Okay, and I need to implement the parallel metrics as well. The or another scenario what I can tell is just consider I have a requirement of cloning a project and I need to modify a file in the particular project. Okay, so just consider I have different files with Java. So it will be having pom.xml where we will be declaring the version, and just consider I have maybe a node.js file. In that case, I will be declaring the version in package.json. Okay, maybe I'm just putting it like that, or just consider I have another file, maybe a text file. Okay, where I'll be declaring the version. Okay, so all these are different projects with different files where we will be declaring the version. Okay, just consider my requirement is to clone the project. Okay, then update the version. Okay, in this scenario, like the cloning of the project will be same for all the projects, right? Even for Java or Node.js, or even if it is any other project, the method of cloning will be same, but the updation of the particular version file will be different, right? So there, what we can do inside the child pipeline, we can declare different jobs, and using a flag setting, maybe in this case also we can declare a flag. Okay, and I can set it like maybe pom. Okay, if I'm setting the pom means only that particular job for cloning for updation of version will execute. Okay, something like that. But for this demo I will go with this particular use case, and I will show you how we can implement that. Okay, so currently we have the code something like this. We have one stage and we have the text and test stage published declared already, and we have the parallel metrics with the browser name Chrome, then method as a sanity with different methods we have declared. Okay, and then after that we have declared a job, and the stage we set it to test, and we were calling the parallel metrics. Okay, and the script is nothing but like we were just executing the robot command, and after that it will be um, ending the particular execution, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this script to a child pipeline, and I'm just going to invoke that particular child pipeline. Okay, so before to that, what we have to do is mm, okay, let me create a new file. I'm going to call it like a test hyphen child pipeline dot GitLab hyphen ci dot sorry, this is just a okay GitLab hyphen ci dot yaml. Yeah, this is correct. Okay, now what we are going to do is we have to declare a stage here, right? Then only the particular test or the child pipeline is going to execute. So what I'm going to do is let me declare the stages. What are the different stages I need to incorporate here? Maybe just keep it like a text execution. Okay, then after that I need to publish the report. Okay, for an example I'm keeping all these stages. Okay, publish. There are two stages here, and I need to execute the particular test cases, right? So what I can do, I can create a new job here. Maybe I'm keeping it like test execution. Okay, this is my job name, and I'm going to set the image for this. So maybe let me go here. Okay, I'm just going to run this, right? So I'm just copying this. Okay, and stage will be test execution. Then I'm going to execute the script. Okay, so script is nothing but okay, only this much I need to do here, right? And we have a different variable set like a browser name and a method that will be getting passed from the parent pipeline. Okay, so from here we have to call this particular test child pipeline dot GitLab a child pipeline, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the trigger to call this particular child pipeline. So how we can define that? Let me go here. Let me remove all these things. Okay. Then what we have to do is we have to use trigger Okay, then we have to include what we have to include. We have to include the local child pipeline file, right? So where I have, what is the name? It's test hyphen child. Oh, okay. I name it like child pine. Let me rename it child pipeline. Okay, let me copy this. Okay, so this is a file that I need to trigger, right? And what should be the strategy? Like a strategy should be dependent. Should be depend. It means the parent job will wait for the child pipeline to complete. Okay, so this part is already done. So now what I'm going to do is in child pipeline, I'm going to declare one more job, publish a report. Stage I'm going to keep it like a publish. Okay, then needs I'm going to keep it like a test automation. Okay, then I'm going to add a script here. This should be script. Okay, script, then echo publishing the reports. Okay, that's it. And we have the metrics already available. Now one more thing we have to do. For example, here you can see we have the child pipeline, right? So how we can pass this variable to child jobs? So this is also very important. For that, what I'm going to do is let me define the variables here. Sorry, this should be in small letter. Variables. Okay, what should be the first variable? My variable is a browser name. Okay, dollar browser name. Then what's the next value? The method, dollar method. Okay, so if you declare like this, what will happen is this particular variables will get passed to the child variable. Okay, so this name can be anything. So for example, if you are keeping it like browser name one, means you have to pass the same variable here also. Okay, but here I'm just going to keep the same name. Okay, now the variable from the parent will get passed to the child pipeline. Okay, then after that we are going to call the parallel matrix. We will get the values and we are going to trigger the child pipeline. So let me save this and try to run execute. We'll see how it is going to work out. Okay, so updated the pipeline. Let me go here. Let me duplicate this tab. We go to pipeline. Okay, syncing is completed. Yeah, here we can see the job has automatically executed because we haven't set any rules like it should execute only from web or by manual. Okay, so that's why it got executed. Here you can see previously in our parametrics we had only one job, text execution, and it was just executing the different jobs, right? Only that was a scenario. But now what we have done is like we have implemented a child pipeline. So inside each parametrics it is going to trigger a child pipeline also. So here you can see it has executed test execution, then after that it need to execute the publish report also. So let me refresh it. Here you can see after test execution it is going to trigger the publish report. The same scenario will be there for other metrics values also. So here also you can see it is executing test execution, then it is calling the publish report. Okay, so this will be helpful, like just consider you are going to execute all your testing, maybe regression, sanity, smoke testing, everything all together, you can call with parametrics. Okay, then what will happen? Based on the tag, it will execute the respective job. If it is a regression, it will execute all the regression test cases, and the regression report will get published. Okay, same scenario, like if you have sanity test cases, it will execute all the sanity test cases, and it will generate the sanity report, right? Okay, so for an example, I showed this demo. So this is just to explain you like how we can integrate child pipeline along with parallel metrics to get better reusability of the code and to get more productivity. Okay, so here what we did, we just declared a parallel matrix, and inside the parallel matrix we are going to trigger a new child pipeline. Okay, so inside child pipeline we had two jobs, one is test execution and one is publish, and for each matrix value it is going to execute the respective job and it will publish the report. So if I go here, okay, here we can see it is a smoke testing and the browser is a Firefox. Okay, same kind, if I go here it will be different. Okay, this is a regression and the browser is Edge. Okay, so this is how you can implement this parametrics along with child pipeline. If there is any concerns or any doubts related to this, please do put it in the chat window. Okay, I can help you out. Thanks for watching the video. Bye.